Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky, and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is offer y'all some tips and tricks on how to write a hotel/motel business plan and financial projections. So for this video, I have written up a PowerPoint presentation for y'all. It's only 8 slides. It's not going to take too long, hopefully under 10 minutes. But I am going to touch on a few different differentiating factors that you might be able to include in your business plan that helps you not only complete the plan, but also make sure to touch on some important information that should be in every hotel and motel business plan. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and zip on through this little PowerPoint presentation. And first and foremost, before we get into the tips and tricks of the hotel and motel business plan writing, let me give you a little bit of information about me, and then we're going to talk about you and your hotel motel business plan writing needs. So first and foremost, I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if y'all want to avoid the trials and tribulation, the fun and excitement of writing your own business plan, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I would be absolutely delighted to assist. Next, if you do want to go ahead and write your own business plan, 2 thumbs up, more power to you, and I think you'll be successful. However, don't go on that venture, don't go down that path without some kind of a map or guide. And what I'm referencing is, pick up one of my books or just a book on business plan writing. Have some kind of a guide that shows step by step of what needs to be in each component of the business plan. Make sure you have all your sections in line. Excuse me. So from that, if you do want a book or a template, that is available for your hotel motel business plan writing needs, zip on over to Amazon.com and check out one of my books. All you do is just put my name into the search bar, and voila, several of my books are going to pop up related to business plan writing and also financial projections. And finally, a little bit of my education background. I am an adjunct professor and subject matter expert for both business and finance. So if y'all want to go ahead and write your own business plan, but you're stuck with those pesky little numbers that keep keeping you up at night, no problem. Just give me a call, send me a text, again, send me an email. I would be absolutely delighted to just do your financial projections for you as well. All right, so enough about me. Let's talk about your hotel and your motel business plan writing tips and tricks. So first and foremost, tip number 1, company description. Almost all business plans, the second section of the business plan should be your company description. Your first section should be your executive summary. But for the company description, a lot of hotel and motel entrepreneurs, y'all do a fantastic job with describing your services that you're going to provide, whether it's going to be just a single type room, you're going to be focused on the interstate travelers, or whether you're going to have 7 or 8 different types of rooms in your nice sized hotel, and you're going to be catering to people that are going to be visiting or just tourists in your area. Regardless, when you go ahead and just dive right into your company description, you're missing a key component, which is your background. Why are you starting this business? Yes, you are going to have this wonderful business and you're going to be doing all these services, but what's going to keep you motivated? What's going to drive you through those long nights or those difficult customer interactions or those experiences with your vendors that have, they're frustrating the bejeebers out of you? What is that passion? What is that drive? Make sure to start your company description section with a story or share an experience, and just let the reader know that you're not in this just to hit it and quit it. You're going to be in this for the long run, and this is the driving factor for you. Your parents may have owned a hotel, motel, or you've spent your life working in hotels, and you've got your education degree in hotel management or what have you. But whatever that drive is, make sure to start your to lead off your company description with that information. The next thing that some entrepreneurs for the hotel motel industry forget to do is talk about a niche service. You've got a lot of rooms and you might have some good prices, but what sets you apart? What's a differentiating factor? What's your niche service? Are you going to do, excuse me, are you going to use eco-friendly products when you're cleaning your room when possible? Are you going to guarantee the lowest rates possible? Are you going to offer shuttle services to amenities in your area? Whatever that niche service is, make sure to include it. Now, don't go crazy and start writing down 7 or 8 or 9 different niche services, because once you start doing that, then you're taken away from the core of your business. And it's really, once you start identifying all these niches, then it's almost like, you sure your other competitors are not doing this as well? And, how can you differentiate so much and still be, expected to succeed? So keep your niche services to 2 or 3, even if you have more. Keep your scope limited. You don't want to kill your reader with more information than they need. And also, you don't want to make this section too disproportional in size as compared to the other sections of your plan. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple, but touch on your experiences and your motivating factors as to why you want to start this business, and touch on 2 or 3 reasons as to what your niche services are going to be. All right, next is going to be tip number 2, industry research. When I work with some hotel and motel entrepreneurs, what I find is they like to talk about their competition in the area and how the differentiating factors between them and their competitors. And that's all fine and dandy and good to have a competitor analysis section in the business plan. And I actually strongly recommend that you do have one of those. However, what you need before you start diving into comparing yourself to your competitors is you need to establish yourself as an industry expert. In order to do that, when you do your industry research section, start off by providing some statistics and stats from a national level for the hotel and motel industry. For example, go over to your statistica.com. Go to your IBIS world, do a little bit of research in the hotel and motel industry or the travel and leisure industry or what have you. Get a little bit of information on that, and then provide that information as an introductory section for your industry research section of the business plan. So for example, right now in the last 12 months, the hotel and motel industry generated approximately $133 billion. Profits for this industry were about $4.7 billion. This led to a profit margin of about 4.7%. On average, comparing this to other industries, that profit margin is relatively low. And when you have a relatively low profit margin, you really have to be able to monitor your prices and take advantage of price hikes when possible. But also, you have to be really good with your costs, too. If you let any one of your millions of costs get out of line, then you're going to have some real issues, because you can go from a small profit to a negative income in a blink of an eye if you're not cognizant of all aspects of your business. So, just keep that information in mind. And once you identify that this information, you show the statistics, and you show that you're an industry expert, then what you can do is start comparing your prospective or current hotel or motel to other competitors in the area. You've got the foundation, you've shown that you're an expert, and now you're going to have a little bit of credibility when you start differentiating yourself and talking about some competitors. All right, next thing we're going to talk about, tip number 3, is it? Yes, this is tip number 3. So for tip number 3 is going to be your financial projections. Almost all entrepreneurs that start a hotel or motel, from my experience, they're doing it to make a profit. However, how are you supposed to know that you're going to make a profit without creating some kind of financial model and being able to manipulate those variables to determine whether you're going to be making a profit? From that, tip number 3 is financial projections. You need them. Have them. In this basic financial projection, what I've done is I've broken the basic profit and loss into three segments, which is the revenue segment, monthly fixed costs, and then your monthly profit calculations. For this first section, what I like to do when I work with my hotel and motel clients is just identify what your average hotel room rate is going to be. And of course, we all know that in peak season, your prices are going to go up for your rooms. For some hotels, you're going to have 5 or 6 or 7 different room types. You don't want to get too locked up into the different prices and the different room sizes when you're doing the profit and losses, because we're trying to predict the future here, and it's going to be wrong anyways. But we just need something to give us some kind of a basis to say, what, if we hit these rooms per night and we can average this, then we're going to be able to make a profit. At least it's something, but you don't want to kill yourself with details. You don't know if you're going to be able to, rent out your 2-bedroom room more than your 1-bedroom, more than your suite, especially if you haven't even started your organization yet. And even if you have, those are historical records. You don't know if your trends are going to change into the future, and that demand for one area is going to change. You don't know. Too many variables that are unknown. So keep it simple when you're doing your financial projections. In this financial projection, what I've done is I've broken it up into two revenue sources. The first one is going to be the average hotel rate, and in this example, it's going to be $175. And then the next one is going to be extra services. Extra services could be valet parking. It could be towel service. It could be room service. It could be a gift shop, what have you. Whatever the extra service is, go ahead and put it right there. Next is going to be your variable cost. How much does it cost you to clean a room? How much are you going to do a markup on your gift shop if you're going to have one at your hotel? The next step is going to be to subtract your variable cost from the price. In this example, variable cost of $15, back it out of an average hotel room rate of $175. Going to leave you a gross profit of $160. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to identify how many rooms you think you can average rented out a night. For this particular example, I'm going to say that we're going to be able to do occupancy of 50%. This is a 30-room hotel/motel. And so we're going to be 50% of the 30 is going to give us 15. Once we get to 15, on an average, we're going to multiply that 15 by the 160 is going to give us a total gross profit of $2,400. We're going to play the same game for the extra services, and in this particular scenario, it's going to give us $105. The last step in this segment is going to be to add up the 105 to the 2,400. It's going to give us a total gross profit of $2,505. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply this to $2,505 by the number of days that you're going to be open. So usually motels are going to be open 30 days, but for this example, I put 20. You're going to multiply how many days a month you're going to be open by the total gross profit. For this example, it's going to give us monthly gross profits of $50,100. The next step is going to be to use your monthly fixed cost to gather together your monthly fixed cost. You might have a loan payment of $12,000 a month, inventory of $1,500, labor of $10,000, space rental of $7,500. You might have utilities of $900, marketing that you're going to be kicking out $2,000, accounting, legal, and insurance $125, and then your miscellaneous is going to be $500. Whatever these costs are, I just threw some costs down here. They're definitely not going to reflect the real world activities, especially for accounting, legal, and insurance. That's going to be significantly higher. But these are just examples of how to structure it for the hotel motel industry. Next thing you're going to do, once you identify all your fixed costs, is you're going to add up all your fixed costs and put the total down here. In this example, it's going to be $34,525. The final step is to calculate your monthly profits. Step number 1, monthly gross profits, pull it from here, put it right down here. Step number 2, monthly cost, grab this number here, put it right here. And then finally, you back out your monthly cost from your gross profits, which is going to give you a net profit, in this example, $15,575. Now, the beautiful thing about having this little financial model here is once you have this set, you can start changing the variables. Now, for example, in my example here, I put 20 days. If you're going to be operating like most hotels, you're going to change that 20 to 30. Once you change the days in the month to 30, then your net profits are going to change as well as your monthly gross profits as well too. Also, if you think you're going to average, instead of 15 rooms a night, 20 rooms a night, you change it right here, and then again, all of your costs are going to change. If you're going to hire additional labor, you change it right here, and then again, your monthly fixed costs are going to change, and your net profits are going to change as well. So once you have this financial model, you can start manipulating the variables, and then you can start seeing how these variables are going to be impacting your net profits. All right, so hopefully this information was helpful, and please, in summary, make sure when you're doing your hotel motel business plan, follow some type of proven format. If you are going to write your own business plan, and you're going to start with a blank screen, a blank Word document with nothing on it, you may be sitting there staring at that Word document for a while, and it's not going to type itself, and you're going to have a hard time putting that information in there. So follow a proven format. Go to your SBA website. They've got some really good templates. The only problem with having a generalized template is that you are in the hotel motel industry, and those templates are going to have information related to the hotel motel industry, and also restaurants, and also for construction, and also for business consulting, whatever. All those possible aspects are going to be in that template, and now you've got to figure out what you need and what you don't need, and that can be a pain in and of itself. But still, it's better to deal with that pain in the neck instead of just sitting there staring at a white screen. Next is to keep the star of the show as a business. Yes, you might be an entrepreneur and you've started 15 different hotels and you've sold all of them for incredible profits, and this is just what you do and how you do it, and that's fantastic, that's wonderful, and that's fine. But in the business plan, it's not about you, it's about the business. Keep the star of the show as a business. Talk about the hotel and motel's internal environments. Talk about the hotel and motel's external environments. Talk about some of the competitors. And yes, there are even sections to talk about you, but make sure the star of the show is a business plan. And finally, if you need some assistance in writing your business plan or doing your financial projections, please pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text. My information's right here. I would be absolutely delighted to help. Now, if y'all do want a little bit more information on, some more in-depth tips and tricks on writing a business plan for a hotel and motel industry, zip on over to my website, qualitybusinessplan.com/how to write a hotel or a motel business plan. On that website, I do go into the various sections of a hotel and motel business plan, and also give you some tips and tricks on how to write components for each one of those sections. And finally, if you do want a business plan template for the hotel and motel industry, I do have that on my list. I will be writing that up. If you go to my website at qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan templates, and it's not there, then send me an email and let me know that you're interested in it, and I will go ahead and move that up onto the list and see how quickly I can get that template written up for you. But I do have it on my list, and I should be having that posted on my website. So, all right, so hopefully this information was helpful. And as always, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube. And as always, have a fantastic day. Thank you.